Everyone, this is Big Lol, and today I got something special. It's Matt and I as a 1v1. 2v2 against two hard bots, which in this game, bots usually are much harder than, any other game, but I can't really explain how this worked, because usually when we play two hard bots or two very hard bots, we lose, or even three of them, because it's impossible with three. But this game ended up working out. You will see later. I'm going to resume. Okay, so we start in Charlie, and the enemy starts in Foxtrot. Now, I was going to push up Gulf, and I was going to rush it like I normally do, because this is about half a week ago, when I started getting pretty good. And Matt was going to work his way up to Echo, which we expected that wouldn't be easy at all. And I also realized that this little mountain hill right here, plenty of cover. If I got vehicles and infantry in these buildings in the cover, then I could have stopped the enemy from pushing these roads into this city and this city, which I tried doing in the beginning and I end up doing at the end. Now, like I said, I'm rushing, so I'm going to use Blackhawks, of course, with Delta forces because they're really good. You could use light riflemen too because they have the rocket launchers, the Dragon, but I prefer Delta Force as long as you keep them in a bigger city. And of course some CVs because Delta gives me a pushing point where I can get troops in. So does Golf, that's why I need Golf. As you can see, Matt's not exactly lucky, but he can slowly push. My side was much easier. I gotta give him props on that. And of course I'm going to go to my perspective because I don't want you seeing what the enemy sees. And Matt has his FOBs. He's also rushing. I believe these were just riflemen. I'm not 100% sure. They might be Marines. He prefers Hueys. I prefer Blackhawks because they have more armor and they're faster. Hueys obviously being cheaper. He moves them because he knows he's going to have to get in Bravo as soon as possible. On the other hand, I'm going to rush Golf, like I said. Hopefully, push it and try to get this city right here too, so I can stop them from using this road. But we'll see how that works, because as long as I can keep them from going on these roads, these three in the water, it'll basically stop them from coming from multiple directions from Matt, and they'll have to come down this bridge, which will make it much easier for him. I wish I pushed it harder, but I didn't, and you'll see why. Now this game is going to be really long. This is all I'm uploading today. Tomorrow I'll upload two short ones instead, and as soon as I get a video editor I'll start putting them in segments so you guys with worse Wi-Fi could watch it easier, or if you just get bored you could watch parts. And of course you don't have time, you could just watch a few parts. Like I was telling Matt right here, by the way, I was going to attack the city because if somehow the enemy had this control of this area, then that would not be good for either of us because it's dead in between each other and we couldn't help each other besides air. So this game is about to start. I have my Blackhawks and I'm ready to push them with my reconnaissance. And, well, that's all I could say for now. Matt is actually spamming an army, which I'm surprised, but his side was harder and he needed a bigger army. And an army like more for taking out everything on his side, so I believe it works. I was too busy with my side and he was too busy with his. I'm going to show my position, and of course if you guys want more on his position I can show you that too. Right now I'm just getting my Blackhawks in. A few of them are going to this attack point over here, the rest are going all the way over there, and he is just getting his troops set up. He's also rushing with his Hueys. Now you can see the huge lead with Blackhawks versus Hueys. His are all the way back here, and mine are all the way up here. I also decide maybe I can't rush them, so I tend to send troops to Delta 2, but then I start to take that back, and I decide to go for Golf, because if I don't go all the way, then it's useless. This city was very important. It keeps them from taking this road and killing me. This swamp right here is perfect, so is the swamp over here, and the woods. AA in this woods is perfect. And like I said, I'm just getting this. I keep them further back because I had to worry more about getting these troops out as soon as possible. That's why I haven't even moved these yet. And of course you see my recon spots in MI2 a weaker. It's a decent reconnaissance, and you start seeing BMPs, which are anti-vehicle, mostly tanks. Of course, all their stuff. Most of the stuff, though, by the way, starts heading to Echo and Bravo. So I got lucky in the beginning. I pushed, like I said. I'm just trying to get that big Delta force into the city, and once I do, they do a lot better. And as soon as I get a reconnaissance vehicle, a CP, into this Gulf, then we can start getting troops from there too. Now Matt, I never noticed, he put Rangers down for me in the back just in case. You know, maybe he thought they would take Gulf and he wanted to make sure they're not using this as a supply point. Over here you see he's having trouble because he's trying to get his forces in quickly. But like I said, I'm not going to show him as much this time because I'm a lot better in this game. So nothing's really happening. I'm finally getting a CV so I can take Gulf for my own. I tried to put it here, I believe, because this is the best position. And Matt just fights an amazingly big army, just artillery, AA. He can't get any air in, but he gets his forces in. And he is using Delta forces, so that's a lot better. The Bradleys will help take out all the vehicles. And he said in a little bit of this game he was having a lot of trouble with this bridge right here. Like I said, if I had pushed this better, I could have stopped it maybe if I got infantry in this woods. But I end up just napalming it for him and helping him out. Of course there's AA, so it's risky, but I believe I send in some, we send in other vehicles. He sends in his Eagle, which 4,000 kilogram bombs is insane. It's much better than a Nighthawk, but it was not a good placement. He probably did it a little too late. And I'm just trying to reinforce the spot so I get troops quicker, and I also get these Abrams up. And of course Josh is playing Skyrim, that's all he does, he has no life. Anyways, BMPs, yeah, they're threatening his M35s with his, what are they called? Mountain Men, which are very important for vehicles. He needs to get those as soon as possible. And I need to basically just take this and reinforce Gulf, because Gulf is the most important for me. And once I get Gulf and I hold it down really well, I can start fighting this over here. So I knew that Matt told me to worry about myself more, but he didn't realize I wasn't having as much trouble as him, and I do realize they're using the bridge in the middle. Like I said, I needed to stop. If I had used these Delta Force quick and pushed them in here instead, that might have been much better, but I did not. Now they're attacking reconnaissance, of course. Delta Forces just wipe it out. They're really good at close range. And I need that Abrams, so I'm trying to get my Abrams in this M3A1 Bradley, which is, by the way, if you don't use these things, you need to. They're just tote 2 missiles, and they tell you they have very good optics, so they're so worth it. Of course, he's getting a massive army at him. This is, I believe, where he tells me the napalm, which is a great idea, and I do. So as you can see, if I zoom in all the way, all his vehicles are crossing the bridge. I don't know why my game does this, but whenever I'm like near bridges, they don't load properly. But when I zoom out like that, they do. So I don't know. It's really weird. As you can see, they're just spamming him, spamming him. Marines and infantry are just running over. He's getting just spammed, and he can't do too much about it. He's stopping him, slowing him down to this bridge. That's why he wants me to napalm it early. And I do. I send in my Phantom 2, which 8 napalm bombs are really good. As you can see, just instantly, just boom, the whole force. They can't cross this at all. And this makes them push up, and he can take them out before they get in position, and it stops the rest from coming through. Anyways, I finally get my CV into Gulf, and I start to reinforce Gulf. As you can see, I have Abrams and I have Bradleys, because I need to a lot. And for some reason the enemy's not pushing these at all. I think he expects me to attack. It's a computer, they do stupid things. As you can see too, if he had pushed it, he probably could have taken me out quicker. Now he starts to, but it's a little bit too late. Because I'm starting to get Abrams and other vehicles in. But anyways, yeah. So this is the situation in golf. It's not too hard in the beginning. It gets a little bit harder, but I tend to control golf long enough to where it's easy enough. And as you can see, I'm trying to use these forests and swamps to my advantage because my Abrams can snipe from the side. He decides to fight my Delta forces with vehicles, which is kind of stupid because if they get close enough, my Delta forces will just take him out. Instead, the computer could easily bombed it. There's no AA. Would have been pretty easy. But computers don't think and they do stupid things. So anyways, I'm just slowly picking off his troops. He's trying to get his reconnaissance into these buildings, I'm pretty sure, so they can hide, but they don't stand a chance. It's 4 squads of Delta Force. I believe they end up just picking off almost everything in the game that comes in this direction. Now he's being smarter and staying further away, so they can't do anything. My Bradley, of course, picks off these BMPs, which are very dangerous for my vehicles. Like I said, these Bradleys are just insane. 12 tow missiles, and then the Bushmaster, which it's really good. Of course, the Bushmaster doesn't have as much as the normal Bradleys, but it's the 12 tow 2 missiles are so worth it. Yeah, I'm using my Prowler to take out the air so I can send napalm in and finish him off. But as you can see, my Prowler didn't kill that much. I believe I send in my napalm anyways. Probably not the best choice, but it did stun the enemy and slow them down. I just believe I wait until this MiG leaves, and it does, so I know I have enough time to get some air out before it comes back. Now as you can see on his side, he's still getting spam from this bridge. Sooner or later he'll tell me to send in, there it goes, a Phantom in order to take it out. And I do. I slow them down. And now I just need a Phantom here too. This M1 Abrams isn't helping yet, but it will. And since he starts sending in air, I wait till I need it, so I send in AA now. That way he can't spam me with MiGs. Of course, I still have these Delta forces telling me, oh, there's Strelas, I need to watch out. I have my Abrams in the back, that way it can help defend. I have my reconnaissance telling me everything here. And here comes my Avengers to defend my troops. I also got in some Lab M's, which are really, really good. They're great mortars. Basically, I use them to finish off these. As you can see, they start firing and whatever they hit dies. It's great. 105mm cannons are just perfect. Now, I believe, if you're wondering, this game was about 40 minutes. I'm going to show the full game this time, not cut out parts. But we do end up completely obliterating the enemy, just going in their base, finishing them off. Yeah, he has these. He's starting to give me his Urals, which I'm okay with. I'll take them. But he doesn't mean to, of course. And I just bomb him anyways, so I don't really care. Another good thing about mortars over artillery is the fact that you can spam them. You just keep firing over and over and over, and they don't stop. And I really like that. And I get Hemets to these Delta forces because there's only 3 left and they won't last long at all. On this side, Matt has been pushed out of Bravo for now. He's holding him off though, so he's not doing bad. Mountaineers are really good. His vehicles, the M35s, he didn't know this at the time, but they're actually slower than the Mountaineers running, so they're not a good vehicle. If you're going to use them, use Chinooks. If you're rushing to, they're great to rush with. And Delta Force, of course, I'm trying to get Hemets and stuff too, so they survive. They're pretty good. They're just almost dead. They need more resources and reinforcements. They know the Abrams is here, so they try to wipe it out, but Abrams are really good against artillery sometimes. My Avenger's fine. He's getting more CVs in, but Abrams just picks it off. Now I have to worry about these tows. Hopefully I use my mortars to finish them off. However, these are just LAVs, they're not the other ones, so they don't have the range of the other ones, so I'm not sure if they could shoot this far, but if I really needed to, I could just move them up. Hemet to my Abrams also, so it doesn't die, and it stops panicking, because I need it to kill. They just come in with my Delta forces, and I finally use my LAVs again. You should also, if you use mortars or artillery, you could keybind by clicking on the troop, like like that, and then clicking Control and the number you want, like Control 1. And every time you click the button 1, it'll highlight all the troops you clicked on. So I end up taking out the Hemet and the Delta forces, but that's fine. I keep enough pressure on them that it doesn't matter too much. T-80s can easily take out Abrams. As you can see, that one died. I still have enough right here. And a M3A1 Bradley, which is just overkill. They don't even stand a chance against that thing. Of course, like I said, I napalm to slow the enemy down. It's one of the best advantages. Even Americans get really good napalm. So they're only 105 points, and they also have AA missiles, so they can take out other vehicles. My Bradley's just finishing them off. More BMPs to try to take out my Bradley and my Abrams, but even this Bradley has way better range than the BMPs, so I'm not worried at all. I just believe, you know, the smoke also helps with me too. And they just spam them. As you can see, they're sending in like 12 of them, and they just get wiped out. Now they're realizing this woods is heavily fortified, so of course they mortar it, or artillery it. And I need more troops in these buildings, so I send out some Bradleys with infantry. And I tend to neglect this area, but I had a feeling that maybe they wouldn't go to it. However, this group of reconnaissance does. I don't think they see my Avenger, but I end up moving it, I believe, just in case. And of course this Abrams is coming in to help out too. MIIP Abrams are a little bit better than M1 Abrams, but they cost 10 points more, so it really depends on their choice. Now they are spamming my Avenger and it gets taken out. The Hemet needs to leave, so I try to move it, I believe. I end up just wiping out whatever comes this direction, and get the Abrams in here. I get the Hemet out. Now yes, they're being retarded and sending more BMPs. It's all this enemy did. He was an armored enemy. I'm pretty sure it was 2 armored, which they can be really stupid. As you can see, he's still pushing Matt, and Matt's doing a great job at just holding him off. All these Mountaineers ready to take him out. And I still phantom bomb this area right here because they keep trying to cut over and I keep stopping them. Of course they're still pushing me. I probably should have got the Bradley, the infantry out just in case, but I felt like it was unnecessary. This Abrams is in a lot of trouble. However, I think once it's unstunned it should be good enough, as long as, yeah, it's losing a lot of stuff. I have no idea. It just needs to kill this one now and it's fine. But it's worried, so it's just panicking and it's not shooting fast enough. Now yes, I split up my Bradleys so they can take out the troops right away. I try to get a Bradley in here too to help defend. The Bradleys are really good vehicles. The LAVs are faster. LAVs also have the Bushmaster like the Bradley, but the Bradley has tow missiles. And they can be better if it's not too far of a length for them to move. Like close range like they are. They're just coming in the Gulf, that's it. And I napalm again. LAVs are more for a ground push or a ground rush, but ground rushes don't tend to work too well. And this enemy is literally just camping, waiting for the bridge to be fine, and it is, and he's starting to push back into Bravo. Like I said, I had this place secure enough, and I should have kept pushing for this in the beginning of the game, because as you can see it's only 15 minutes in, but I did not, and I felt like that was a really bad mistake, and if I had instead, then Matt wouldn't have had as much trouble in the beginning in Alpha and Bravo, and could have probably even made it the Echo if I had maybe put some infantry in these woods and stop whatever came by. Matt could have done it himself too, but he was really just trying to push from this direction and didn't think it was necessary at all. Anyways, like I said, I hold this place down like the whole game until Matt and I decide to push for Foxtrot, which I try a little bit with Abrams, but I realize it's not going to end up working at all. Matt's still ahead in points. He's really good at just getting points like crazy, but sometimes even when he's losing like this, he'll just get points anyways and he'll just go positive like crazy. And yes, I'm sending a Phantom again. It just napalms to keep the bridge occupied, so they have to go from here instead or wait until it's on napalm. It gives them plenty of time to push back up. so he can do his little rush. T-80s come in. I'm really worried about them because T-80s have tow missiles at the same time as everything else, and they see my Bradleys before I see them, so that's not good. They end up taking out some vehicles on the side. I try to get my LAVs, you know, ready as soon as possible, but it's too late. Sorry, I have a cold. And as you can see, they're just wiping out my troops in the front because they have so much armor and there's two of them. So I decide the mortar, but it's too late. I do it a little too, you know, premature. Riflemen still stand a chance with their dragon missiles, of course. Oh no, sorry, riflemen only have M72s, but those M72s are still really good, and Matt sends in a striking eagle to finish him off. I'm pretty sure, maybe not. Nope, it ends up not firing because it came from this direction. It was too early for it to fire, and it barely gets away. That's why Nighthawks can be better for escape routes. But Eagles, of course, do way more damage. And I'm slowly just trying to kill these things. They keep moving as soon as I send my mortars out. Hoping my riflemen can pick them off, but I don't think they can. They're out of M72s. One ends up dying, actually. There they go. I believe that was my Abrams or my Bradley that killed him. So instead I try to get smalls into this area because I realize that's the most important. They need to get to the front buildings in order to be safe, and the LAVs need to get into the swamps. I end up losing one, but they end up killing whatever's there, BMPs and infantry. And I end up just, you know, getting them out of the LAVs before it's too late. Now I do think these are the LAVs that started to push the enemy up here, 'cause this is when I realize I'm good enough at the front lines and I need to take the middle to help them out, because you can see they're just literally using these two roads right here just to get to them, and that's really hurting them from the side. Next time either I or Matt need to push this road harder. He could have maybe just gotten a tank or two in this woods right here early game and, you know, stopped them, or even mountain men. But yeah, they just keep sending. Now they're sending T-80s and that, which isn't good at all. He does have Bradleys, but it's not the best for him. These LAVs are trying to get in position to wipe out whatever comes from this direction. That way, at least they can help Matt a little bit. As you can see, that is hidden. So I like to use as much cover as I can get, even if it's not much at all. This map is really good for cover. As you can see, there's just this little line that you can just literally follow to get cover. Yeah, he keeps trying to spam me, and I just get my smalls in place, and they tend to just wipe him out. So they tend to artillery, and it does some damage, but I'm pretty sure I'll get a Hemet or two in as soon as I can. There goes that LAV. That was also to stop them from pushing to me, too. This one should help out a little, but I should have moved my reconnaissance further up, since I had AA this time. And I try to just protect this middle area, because this is the most important, this intersection. So does Matt, as I see now. He starts to actually help out, because he knows he needs this. And I believe they're actually just doing that to get to position quicker. Yeah, they're just spawning from Delta and, Gulf. So yeah, they take that road too. If I probably should have held this early game, because if I had gotten Stinger missiles maybe in this woods, and of course mountain men or something in here, he would have been done much better. There goes this helicopter, but it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, the artillery never stops from bots. That's the problem. They just love artillery. It's all they shoot, and they're going for this Abrams this time instead. Thank God this was a very inaccurate artillery, because that, if it hit me enough times, it could have taken out that Abrams. But I end up getting away with it. And I realized too, LAVs won't work well here because they'll just get sniped and die quick. That's why I send in Abrams instead. Do a little Abram push. Now I never do get a Hemet to these smalls as soon as I needed to, but I think I do now, sorry. And I need to just get it there now because the BMPs are starting to shoot at these Abrams. Downside the infantry, of course, is being the fact that they can't have the range that most vehicles do, but once they do get in range, they're lethal, really bad. And yeah, I'm just holding down. I'm trying to just make sure the enemy can't push us. The enemy ended up trying to snipe the Abrams, but you know, artillery's really slow and laggy, so get another Bradley in here because they've just been helping a lot. Probably should have put one in this woods too, maybe on the swamp, or even tried to get one in here, but that wouldn't have worked. Yeah, I get the Abrams in and my LAV to push up. I didn't realize there was stuff in this woods until it was too late. Let's see if it's there now. Yes, there's tons of stuff all over. So you can see the enemy was prepared to send another attack to Matt, as they already have this huge advantage on him. And of course his reconnaissance telling the enemy that the Abrams are there, and I realized that, so I tried to go back for it and finish it off. But it's not my time. It's not worth my time, as you can see. So I get these Abrams here to stop this corner so they can't push this road. They'd have to go completely around, which I believe is much better than, you know, just letting them lose like that. And I get my Phantoms out to take out the stuff in these woods. Let's see if there is. And no, but I do get these, and these help Matt push even further. It was worth getting one of those shot down. Sorry. Now, I'm just gonna keep defending and waiting for Matt to push up, because I literally can just go to Foxtrot and take out the enemy, but I'll lose too many on my own. So I think it's best to wait, since they've been spamming BMPs and I'm mostly a ground deck. And of course, you know, BMPs will just wipe out whatever comes near them, so an Abram push would not work, and I realized that. So I wait till they run out. Now they're just spamming this woods right here, and of course I'm just holding it. And actually I'm going to put this in parts at exactly 25 minutes. I'm going to pause the video and start uploading it, and of course I'm going to make 2 more segments for you guys. That way you guys don't have to worry, and you know, you could watch the parts and get it done and finish everything up. Yeah, they use their artillery to their advantage and just try to push me out basically. And I just keep sending Abrams in. And yeah, MIIP Abrams I started using for the longest time, but I realized M1 Abrams can be about as good since they're cheaper. And they're not much different, just some armor, but honestly if they're going to get shot from the front, 15 versus 17 armor isn't a big deal. So I just realized that, you know, I need to just start using normal M1 Abrams. Now Matt is still ahead of me in points. I do believe at one point in this game I pass him, which is rare, but I do. But he always comes back when we do our final push and end up taking out the enemy. He's still holding down Bravo. He sends in an Apache because Matt's air-based. He loves helicopters. It's great. He starts using Chinooks too, thank God, because they have really good radius, and they're a lot faster. And the enemy, of course, is mortaring and artillerying him. Now, yeah, I'm just waiting for BMPs. I end up trying to get Abrams in there, which isn't the best idea, because it would have been by itself. I do get a, no, it's just a Bradley in there taking out these vehicles. And they're basically just helping the front lines. Another Bradley, of course, to help. And my Abrams just getting to position. These infantry do not stand a chance at all. And another really good thing about Bradleys is the fact that you do not actually really need to refill them. The only way you would is if you're refilling their tow missiles, because their Bushmaster, like LAVs, will just last so long that you don't have to worry about it, and they should be fine. Now I believe this one, yep, just gets taken out. It kills one of the BMPs, so it was worth it. These Abrams are just picking off whatever comes in this direction. They ended up taking out the LAV over here, but this Abrams will pick it off. And I try to get these Abrams here, not realizing that there's a ton of stuff in this woods. I probably should have napalmed first. Artillery still comes in. This time it's mortars, which can do way more damage. They panic it, but they do not kill it at all. And I end up just holding off for now. Okay, that's the end of this video. You can just watch the next part to see what happens. I'll try to put it in 2 or 3 segments since it's not that long. But thank you for watching. See you.